Today's show is about heroes, everyday heroes. We have a mom, a community hero, a life-saving hero, even a four-legged hero. Stay tuned to this week's After Disaster TV. I'm Jeff Ruiz. Disasters are my business. From the East Coast to the West Coast, when disasters strike, I'm there, boots on the ground, with over 15 years experience fighting for your recovery. When the first responders leave, my After Disaster team of experts is on the job, helping you navigate through the aftermath. The ADTV team of experts maximize your insurance settlement and expedites the recovery process. I've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the really ugly in insurance settlements and recoveries. But you're not alone. Our team brings you through your disaster to your optimal restoration with no out-of-pocket cost to you. After 911, the next call is After Disaster TV. That's why I'm in your corner. After Disaster cares. It's another exciting day when ADTV gets to do what we do best. Bring people from the devastation of disaster to their best recovery. In Irvine, California, we'll meet our first hero, a mom who's fighting for her daughter's health and well-being when her daughter became very sick after rats chewed through hoses, flooding her family's kitchen and the surrounding rooms. There's a fire in Los Angeles, California. The place, a community home that offers refuge to homeless men. After getting off dangerous inner-city streets, these residents suddenly found themselves caught in life and death situation. It strengthened their bond and brought out what one man was really made of. And we'll see how far one woman will go to fight for these men and the promise of a new life. Today's show is about ADTV's Everyday Heroes.
Fire! Drag! 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 Fire! Fire! Drag! 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 There's a fire outside! Come on, man! Drag! There's a fire! Look! The kittens, man, the kittens! Oh man, my kittens in the house! Oh man, I gotta go get my cats! Hold on! Trey, it's too hot in here! Hold on! Okay, I gotta get my cats. Richard, man, the house so far. Wake up, dude, wake up. What? The house?
I was terrified prior to coming here because I just didn't know the extent of the damage. I didn't know if anyone was hurt. Immediately saw the flames coming out from the top bedroom. Wow, what happened?
Oh man, the back house caught on fire. I can't believe this, man.
Oh my God. I went to my son and I said, Ricky, did everybody get out okay?
Later, we'll see if our hero gets everyone out, kittens and men. First, I've got an appointment with a woman who's pretty shook up over her kitchen getting flooded after a devastating rat attack.
I absolutely hate anything that crawls. Rats, mice, you name it. And there might be rats living in my walls. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Cindy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. All righty. Come on, little Maggie. Let's go. Let's take a look at the kitchen.
Yeah, let me show you where the problem is.
Here in Irvine, California with Cindy Petrovich, and she had a water disaster. Hi, Cindy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jeff.
Tell me what happened.
Well, it was about 11:30 at night. I was in my family room over there watching TV, and I walked into the kitchen and looked down, and the entire kitchen floor was flooded with water. And I walked in and heard a hissing sound, and it was coming from my dishwasher that was located right here, but the dishwasher wasn't on. So I thought, well, that's really odd. So I tried to find the right turn-off valves for the water, and I wasn't able to locate that. So I ended up calling 911, and they dispatched out the fire department, and they were wonderful. They came out, they turned my water off, they helped to get the dishwasher out, kind of took a while to do that. And what we discovered is that when we pulled the dishwasher out, that there was a hole in the metal mesh hose, the water hose. That's what caused the water leak. And we determined that it was a rat. There was rat droppings everywhere. So we knew that that was the culprit, that a little pesky rat caused all of this water damage. So I spent most of the night, mopping up, doing laundry, things like that. But it was basically a mess. And then at that point, turned fans on, and basically it started to stink really badly, and had to have the cabinets ripped out within a short period of time. Within about 2 to 3 days, there was mold growing on the cabinets. So it was a really good thing that we got it out of the house, because it was really starting to smell musty and moldy.
Okay, now because of the smell, I understand that there's just maybe some complications with your daughter.
Yes, my daughter suffers from migraines and was not having very many migraines before that. After this happened, even with taking the initial moldy cabinets out, she immediately started getting migraines, 3 and 4 times a week. Since that, it's been about 2.5 weeks ago, she's missed 6 days of school because of migraines. It's been quite an ordeal, very stressful. Not only emotionally, even financially for us.
I had this just blinding pain all throughout my head, light sensitivity, you just squint with any sort of lights, and sometimes I even throw up because of the pain.
I know that the restoration company is coming back. They'll be tearing out your kitchen, pulling out the fridge. They'll be like quarantining this area. They're just gonna create this into like this germ zone where with a zipper.
Good.
There'll be no trespassing beyond that point, right? Maybe that will help your daughter.
We did put up a plastic barrier and had a HEPA filter. It did cut it down a little bit, but the stench was just all throughout the house.
Then we'll know that we'll just tape this off and create it, make it as safe as we can. Spray a disinfectant inside, and then get the technician, the hygienist, to come here and do a test. Cindy's daughter was getting sicker and sicker, so we knew we had to get someone in there to test the air quality, a hygienist. Guess what? We looked into Cindy's policy, and the ADTV experts found where that hygienist is covered by the policy. So the cost of the hygienist goes back to the insurance company. And we found out what was making her daughter sick. Do you have the right coverage? Contact us for a free consultation at AfterDisasterTV.com. How did the rat get in, and what happened to the rat?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I was walking in to get my cup of coffee, and I was walking in right about here, and I actually felt something on my toes, and I looked down. It was really gross. I actually touched part of the dead rat that my dog, Maggie here, was so kind to exterminate for me. She actually caught the rat, so she's a hero. So I was very glad to have the rat gone. But I know that there are other rats that could possibly come.
I did look out of my window onto the neighbor's roof and see a rat running around on their roof into one of their ducts. I don't know if they are aware of it.
I absolutely hate anything that crawls. Rats, mice, you name it. So the fact that I have a rat living somewhere in my house, particularly in my kitchen, where there's food and we're walking in here every day, it's pretty gross. I've put some traps here, and I have a sonic device there that's supposed to drive them away, but it hasn't worked. So I also had somebody come out and inspect the outside, and we found a couple of openings outside that have now been plugged with different things like spray foam, and there was a hole in the stucco and the roof eave and things like that. So I've been doing what I can to kind of eliminate and alleviate the problem to begin with. What a little tiny rat can do has caused quite a bit of havoc in our house over the last couple weeks.
Well, we know that he's a goner, and it's hard to imagine that a little pinhole inside a water line can cause all this damage, but this damage in itself is well over $20,000. When we first met Cindy, She was looking at this water loss with an untrained eye. She thought it was a very small loss. As the ADTV team kept digging into the loss, we uncovered more hidden damages. So that very loss that we thought was $20,000 actually grew to about $30,000. Don't underestimate the size of your disaster. Let the experts at ADTV review your claim. We met with an expert, a water expert, and he actually told us that the rats know that there's water in there. They just don't know how much water. So he did get a face full of water, and he did accomplish his goal, which is having a sip or two. So it doesn't exist anymore, guys. This is Jeff and Cindy in Irvine. We'll see you when the remodel is taking place.
Thank God for Jeff and ADTV. I'm telling you that I don't know what I would have done had he not come along. His crew that came out that did, some of the tear down, they were wonderful.
Now the hard work begins as ADTV tears down the water damaged kitchen and surrounding rooms. Tune into future episodes and follow how ADTV surprises Cindy with her dream kitchen. Hi, I'm Jeff Ruiz, host of a new reality TV show called Jeff the Clean Guy. We'll be taking you from this to this. Did you know that there's a house fire every 9 minutes according to the American Red Cross? Our show will film and document the reality of these devastating events that happen every day in communities all across America so that you can be informed and prepared. I've been working with insurance claims and losses for over 15 years, and I'm here to show you what you need to know, and that is why I'm doing Jeff the Clean Guy.
Jeff and his team has actually taken care of everything for us. This is new to us and pretty frightening. You don't know what you're supposed to do next, and they've just handled everything for us, and it's just gone so smoothly. So we're just really, really fortunate to have Jeff be a part of this with us.
From this to this. From this to this.
Richard, man, the house on fire. Wake up, dude, wake up. What? The house?
I think most of it was shock for me because we had never experienced a fire. I personally am attached to this house and to the guys in this house.
Wow, what happened?
Oh, man, the back house caught on fire. I can't believe this, man.
Oh my gosh, did everybody get out okay?
Yeah, everybody got out.
Oh, thank goodness nobody got hurt.
Glad I got my kids
Oh,
over
man.
This is crazy.
I feel like sometimes in life we given like certain responsibilities and we just have to go with it, because I feel like God puts us in a certain place at certain times, and you just have to do the right thing.
And I'm here in Los Angeles in front of a very unique home that caught fire a few weeks ago. Actually, the owner calls it a place to call home. Let's go inside and meet with Brenda. Let's go.
I was raised in this neighborhood, so this community in this area is very important to me because my parents owned the house 4 doors up.
You're very happy.
I am.
All smiles, always. And we want to introduce you. This is Brenda Kemp. She's the owner of this wonderful home. Tell me a little about this home.
Okay, this is my place to call home, and what my husband and I decided to do, instead of just renting to traditional families, we decided to open up our home to veterans and people from the shelter that couldn't actually afford a full amount of rent.
My business is building these motors and stuff like that. Brenda's business is building young men, taking them off the street, giving them a place to live, helping them through a lot of their troubles and problems.
It is a ministry. My husband and I have physically gone down to the shelter on Broadway and picked up guys and brought them to our house to live. So it's very important. I think it's really important what we're doing, helping people that otherwise, would just be down at the shelters or out on the street.
The front house, we have 5 in the front house. We have 2 bedrooms and 1 single room in the front house.
And then how many were housed in the back?
8 were housed in the back because the back has 4 bedrooms and there were 2 beds in every room.
Well, it's good to see that people care, Brenda, because at the end of the day, really, I mean, you're providing a service. Most of the time, people do not want to rent to people that are transient or just, coming in off the street.
Right.
And this place is a place to call home.
Right.
When you imagine coming off the street as you can,
right.
And someone offers you a bed.
And Pam calls us up and says, hey, Brenda, do you have space? I've got a couple of guys. I've got a disabled veteran. I have someone that needs a place to stay. And so if we have space, we will accommodate them.
Brenda is a person that has a very genuine heart. I just remember sending her a guy that had just gotten off the streets and he needed somewhere to come and lay his head, and I had sent him here. And Brenda, he didn't have any money at that particular time, and she went on and she took him in. Not only did she take him in and give him a place to sleep, she fed him. Her and her husband would go out and buy food and come out of their own pockets and feed. So, and I just thought that was just truly, truly awesome. And so I started sending more people.
What was the history of this section of the house?
We were told that this house was actually built in the 1920s for the LA Marathon runners. Also, through the kitchen, there was a dumbwaiter, and there was a bell. But we'll show you where we did cover the bell up, and the dumbwaiter, we believe, went up to the top bedroom, the one that caught fire.
And where's that dumbwaiter?
The dumbwaiter's right over here.
Okay.
It's right here.
So this right here is the dumbwaiter. This would open, I guess, you would open that up, load it up with food, and then ring the doorbell, obviously close this, and up your little elevator would go to the top floor. Great. But right up here is the fire.
Yes.
Let's go take a look. Okay. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Now this is not a standard width to a staircase. It's very narrow. It's about 20 inches wide. Okay. This room. Do you know what caused the fire in this room?
I believe it was electrical.
Oh, it was
an
electrical.
electrical fire, yes.
Now I noticed that this is old knob and tube wiring.
Yes.
I mean, this is the ceiling heights are not your standard ceiling heights.
Standard, no.
Even the width of the staircase. So there'll be a lot of adjustments that need to be made. Okay. And in your policy, we believe there's a building ordinance a provision in there. It may come into play here, which is kind of like the code enforcement. What code enforcement wants, code enforcement gets. Brenda had the right policy. ADTV found a provision in the policy that covered the building code upgrade. So that rewiring of that house is on the insurance company. Do you have the right coverage? Contact us for a free consultation at afterdisastertv.com. And then walking through here, I know there's another.
That's a bedroom.
Another bedroom. Is it locked?
Upstairs.
It's another upstairs?
No, I don't believe it is. Because
Okay.
we can actually just go right through it.
We could walk right through that door, huh? All right, let's see if I can maybe open it. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Yeah, it's locked. But from another part. Oh, from around. Do you want to walk around this?
Downstairs.
Okay, we can do that. All right, guys. No one was hurt in this fire? What time did the fire happen? Do you know? Okay. 1:30 in the afternoon. Two more. Okay. Oh, this is just opposite the fire room. Okay. Currently, I know we're working with the city. Brenda's house is so old, there's no records of it in the county assessor's office. So there's so much work to do now with the planning and the blueprints. That's an extra cost. ADTV's team of experts went into their policy and found the provision to cover that cost. Guess what? No out-of-pocket cost to Brenda, and the bill goes to the insurance company. Do you have the right coverage? contact us for a free consultation at afterdisastertv.com. To show the guys at home the intense heat, even though the fire, Brenda, was on the other side, you can look at the blinds, guys, see how these melt? You can see the obvious water damage throughout from the moisture, the humidity, and you can't really tell because the ceiling is intact, but above the ceiling, all the framing is burnt. So, you know, it may look fine, or it may look like it needs a coat of paint, but in reality, this needs to be removed, you need to reframe, and then you have to bring it up to code, and then put back together again. So it does take time, and it is a lengthy process. Let's check out the other bedroom. This is the 4th bedroom. Okay, so this one looks, again, it looks pretty good. The fire was on the opposite side of the house, but unfortunately, because we're doing framing above this, you'll lose a lot of the finishes here. And then whatever the city wants in terms of code, we have to comply and deal with that. Do you know if you have coverage for your contents in your policy?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Let me point out a little something here. If you look at the carpeting here, you could see where there were things prior to the fire. So the carpeting is just damaged by the smoke in itself, and you can see the imprints. I'm just showing the guys. A lot of the times when there are fires, start to move things off of surfaces, you'll see the staining from the soot and the smoke. You know, you could see it. There was something on the floor. There was a shoe there, something there. Another, who knows what, another cabinet, or maybe a hamper. It's interesting. Well, Brenda's so kind to give us a tour. She actually had someone come by, and he's looking to stay in one of the rooms. So we need to get this place up and fixed just so that she can keep providing housing for these guys, because everyone needs a little break. Hi, I'm Jeff Ruiz, host of a new reality TV show called Jeff the Clean Guy. We'll be taking you from this to this. Did you know that there's a house fire every 9 minutes according to the American Red Cross? Our show will film and document the reality of these devastating events that happen every day in communities all across America so that you can be informed and prepared. I've been working with insurance claims and losses for over 15 years, and I'm here to show you what you need to know, and that is why I'm doing Jeff the Clean Guy.
Jeff and his team has actually taken care of everything for us. This is new to us and pretty frightening. You know, you don't know what you're supposed to do next, you know, and they've just handled everything for us, and it's just gone so smoothly. So we're just really, really fortunate to have Jeff be a part of this with us.
From this to this. From this to this. Disasters test insurance policies, and they test people and relationships. This community house fire forged a deeper relationship between house mom Brenda and the young man whom she's come to regard as a son. I love it when ADTV is a part of reconstructing homes and lives.
We're just very fortunate that Dre has been with us for probably going on 3 years now. And so, such a tremendous help to the house, such a tremendous help. Dre has even gone out and pounded the pavement for us to get guys into the house. So he's just been acting manager also, and been such a blessing to this house.
Hey Brenda, how you doing?
Dre, how are you? Good to see you. You too.
All right. And I pretty much, you know, help all the guys, encourage them and stuff like that. And I just try to be an example, you know, of just trying to do the right thing. So, you know, since I've been here, I pretty much like make sure everybody keeps the house clean, abide by the rules, you know, be respectful towards each other. You know, I've even had to break it up, a couple arguments, you know, fights and stuff like that, you know, but I pretty much just try to be an example, you know, of Christ, because I believe in God. So, you know, I pretty much put that into everything that I do in life, you know, by being a good example and setting a good example. Just everything that's happened, you know, in this house is pretty much a part of my life. You know, it's become my home, you know, not just a place just to, you know, to get yourself together, but just, it feels like it's part of my life. But since I've come here, I feel like God, you know, put me here for a reason. because my mom, her name was Brenda Marshall, and she passed in 2009. And my girlfriend, she kept telling me, you know, get this tattoo, you know. And so I got a tattoo that actually says Brenda Marshall. And it's crazy how they happen to, you know, have the same name. So I just believe that everything in life happens for a reason. Oh, hi, Brenda.
Hi, Trey.
Oh, it's nice seeing you.
Such nice words. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Jeff Ruiz, host of a new reality TV show called Did you know that there's a house fire every 9 minutes according to the American Red Cross? We bring you to natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy in New York, to the devastating tornadoes in Oklahoma, to everyday occurrences like fire and water catastrophes in local communities all across America. Our show will film and document the reality of these devastating events that happen every day in communities all across America so that you can be informed and prepared. In the event of a fire, water loss, or other disaster, do you know what steps can be taken to minimize your loss? I've been working with insurance claims and losses for over 15 years, and I'm here to show you what you need to know, and that is why I'm doing You see how we remove everything and you see the studs, and people at that point are really excited about we're going to start to do the rebuild, and they look at the walls exposed like that, but little do they know that they'll have to wait until the mortgage company starts to release the money. It's a stop and go process, and with After Disaster TV, that's one of the things we specialize in, is actually preparing you and educating you through the process of restoring your home and bringing you back home. Here I'm on the top floor of the Kemp home, where the fire just originated in this room. But as you can see, it just devastated all the framing, the whole roof really, on this section of the home. You can see over there where the bees are actually made a hive. All the framing around there is burnt, the roof is burnt. The whole top layer of this house is coming off. Whether it's a code issue or because of the actual fire damage, you will lose the roof in this home, on this section. Devastating. We'll come on up, we'll take a look inside the home. The guys are hard at work. I missed Wally again this morning. I was on his heels. I almost caught him here, but he's gone. He started the guys up and he took off. So we'll catch up with him on the next one.
Hero? I don't consider myself a hero at all. That's what moms do. Every single day, they protect their child.
Don't underestimate the size of your disaster. Let the experts at ADTV review your claim. I hope you've enjoyed ADTV's program featuring the kind of everyday heroes that we meet on any given day of a disaster.